Welcome to the Painter Growth Podcast, where we help you scale your painting company in record time. Join us as we explore sales, marketing, hiring, finances, leadership, and more, everything that you need to know to scale and grow your painting business. I hope you enjoy and subscribe. What is up, everybody? Michael Hickman here, founder of PainterGrowth.com, and you're listening to the Painter Growth Podcast with my friend for many years now, founder of Forward Media Marketing, Mr. Lucas Jensen. Stoked to have you on again.
Dude, excited to be here, man. It's been a couple months, years since we kind of collaborated here, man. It's been awesome.
Yeah, we've been working quietly in the background together, but when you first came on the podcast, the podcast was just launching. You were, just like 18 months or something into your business. So much has changed. Just like paint the picture, like what has happened? What's been the transformation of your business over the last 2 years? Because it's been pretty cool to see you go from just like niche agency to like one of the main agency players in the painting space.
Yeah, I love that, dude. Man, the biggest developments is dialing in the data. Like we were like when we first launched, it's kind of like you obviously figure out like what's working, you have trial and error, and then you kind of scale the things that are working. But the missing component is like the data, right? So I think kind of scaling your business, whether that's an agency or a painting business, is really kind of making that jump, is like focusing on the data and kind of like figuring out the bottleneck based on the numbers, and then plugging that hole and kind of scaling. So I would say for us, really, it's just been like dialing in data, trying new things, continuously innovating, leaning into AI. That's a big one recently. Just kind of figuring out how to continuously, keep our clients ahead, keep the ball rolling, and making sure performance always stays peaked.
Yeah. I mean, last year you did something that was pretty cool. That was unexpected. Is you came out swinging and you launched the first ever PaintCon.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty cool. What made you decide you wanted to run an event?
Dude, honestly, the things that check, how like we all have like internal fulfillments and things that like we enjoy, and the main components of like in your business, there's obviously some stuff that you probably like hate that you delegate, and there's stuff that you love that you want to keep doing, right? Until a certain point where you have to delegate it. And for me, it's like it's always been relationships. Like I kind of built Forward Media on results and relationships, right? Like those are the two main components, and relationships are so fun, but the kind of bottleneck for us, or like personal fulfillment bottleneck, I would say, would be online relationships. They just don't like, I don't know. They don't itch the scratch as much as like hanging out with you at the PCA. You know what I mean? Like the bonding there is just like 10x compared to like what we could do online. Like you can still bond and build relationships, but like just meeting people online, you get into their circle, you get that energy, like, dude, hanging out with a company that's where you want to be. Like if you're at $1 million a month, and you want to get to $5 million, or sorry, $1 million a year, and you want to get to $5 million a year, just hanging out with them will get you there so much faster than just talking to them online, So, relationships, community, throwing that all together into something was PaintCon, and that was the outlet, was PaintCon. And dude, first year was a smash. We had just over 100 people come the first time. A lot of our clients, obviously, but a lot of people that I never even met. And then they showed up, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so cool. And then dude, just took it from there, man. And everyone was asking for a repeat and encore, and we got PaintCon 2025 coming now.
Yeah, that's super exciting. That first PaintCon was a lot of fun. I mean, the name PaintCon is just like, that's cool that you were able to get that name, because there's been like GymCon and RoofCon and all these. Actually, what was it, the GamerCon or whatever it's called? That was the first big con, I think.
Yeah. The whole con, it's a very, very established kind of name. So I'm excited that I was able to get PaintCon. And then dude it was Tanner. So paintcon.com was booked or like taken and occupied, but then it was paintcon.ca. And I was like, we're Canadian, we'll go with the .ca. And then Tanner was like, dude, I get that. It was like $4K US for the domain. And I was like, I don't know if I should. He's like, dude, you're just like increasing the value for someone else's domain. He's like, lock it even if you don't use it. I'm like, okay. And then we got paintcon.com, but Instagram handle's not available, so we're just sticking with .ca.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I when you did paintcon.ca, I actually look at paintcon.com. I saw that was available for 4K, and I even thought about it. I'm like, I bought this and just like sold it back to you, made a little turnaround on it.
Yeah, dude, like how people flip houses, we're just flipping domains.
Yeah, we recently bought a domain. I can't say what it is right now, but we paid $10,000 for it.
Wow. Well, dude, I know Patrick Bet David. Is it gosh, what's his Value Entertainment? I think is Valuetainment. I think it's just VT.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. His network is Valuetainment, and he got the domain VT, and he paid like $250,000 for a domain, and which is crazy. But at the same time, it's like it's branding, it's authority. You know, someone sees a domain like that, it's easy to remember.
Yep. So you PaintCon. Before we go into PaintCon 2025? What were like the top 3 takeaways or learnings or lessons that you got from 2024?
Like on areas like you think we
Just like in the event, I guess in the event itself, like what were your top 3 other than make sure there's bacon and eggs in the morning?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I didn't hear the end of that, dude. Freaking no protein in the breakfast.
You got all these guys who was working out the night before. You got croissants.
I know, bro. I was trying to get everyone carb loading, but no one wanted carbs, dude. Man, main takeaways. More interaction, I would say, because we did like two full days of like 8 or 9 hour sessions. Like obviously we had a lunch in the middle and we walked and kind of got it fresh air, which was nice. But it was like 8 or 9 hours of just like classroom kind of learning. Yeah. So a big takeaway was like get people interacting, embrace the network, right? Like the hotel we stayed at was more like a resort, right? So it was like separate buildings. I don't know if you remember, like the rooms were kind of like,
I really liked it. I mean, but it was pretty far away.
Dude, gorgeous. But that's the thing, is it was far away, right? So that kind of prevented people from like gathering up. Like I think like the money in events that you get, like the ROI you get in events is, yes, the education aspect, but like the network and just like the relationships that you form at events is just like, that's where you really get the ROI. You know what I mean? So this year we're going to be doing it at a hotel. Like everyone's going to be kind of centralized in the same hotel, and it's not going to be a resort. So it's like, dude, you might have like a room right beside someone who's doing like Adero Scottsdale.
Okay. Oh, okay. In Scottsdale, not in Fountain Hills.
Yeah, well, they call it Scottsdale, but it's actually in Fountain Hills.
Okay.
I think they just they call it Scottsdale just to sound a little bit fancier, but it's like 5 minutes from the venue.
Yeah. And that was pretty exciting on what you're on the venue. This was a pretty big surprise. So where are you hosting it?
So we're hosting it at the Lion's Den, which, if you don't know what that is, it is Andy Elliott's headquarters. So Andy runs a $100 million per year business, and we're teaming up with him for PaintCon this year. So he's going to be speaking. We're hosting it in his actual headquarters. So you're going to be there to meet his team. Like I said, like the biggest kind of ROI you get is like the network, right? But more so it's the energy that you kind of leave with. And you leave like extremely hyped up. And dude, stepping into there for the first time, man, when I went there with my sales rep, Sam. And dude, he was so fired up. Like he came back and probably like doubled his close rate just because of how fired up he was. You know what I mean? And it's just like embracing that. And I would say, dude, never go to an event alone. That's like the biggest takeaway is like the people that flourished the most were people that brought someone with them who is a part of their mission, right? Whether that's a teammate, a spouse, whatever, someone who's kind of a part of the mission. Just because like if you go to an event, yes, you're going to leave there energized, but if you leave there like 120% energy, but your team's still at 30, 40, you're going to kind of average out about like 50, 60, right? But like if you bring some of your team, like the key components, the decision makers, the integrators, whatever, you're like their energy is going to be up there too. And you're kind of both running at the same speed, which is where the biggest change happens.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. Like I think there's 2 bottlenecks there. One bottleneck is you can only absorb so much information yourself. And then when you get home, you can only distribute so much information yourself. And so if you have double the absorption and double the distribution, you'll get, 4 times as much from the event as if you went by yourself.
Exactly. Like if you read a book right now, what you take away this time is going to be completely different if you read that same book 3 months from now, right? Because you're at a different stage, you're absorbing different things that kind of stick out to you, whether that's a different pain or whatever. And if you bring someone else that's a part of your mission, they might have a different pain or a different, hole that they want plugged in your business, and they'll kind of absorb that while you absorb what you need. And then both of you leave with different ideas and kind of run at the same speed.
Yeah. I didn't go to an event at the Lions Den, but it's funny. My parents' winter literally like 2 blocks away from the Lions Den.
That's crazy.
It's actually pretty funny. I didn't even know that his spot was there until I saw him at the gym one day, just working out with like a few other people, and it was like, is that Andy Elliott? And so we started chatting.
Did you out angle him, dude? Did you go up and like?
I was just like, hey, I think we're talking on the speaking of the same event in a couple of weeks, because it was right before PaintCon last year, and he's like, oh yeah, so we started talking, mentioned you and whatnot, and he invited me to his shop, or his Lion's Den as he calls it, and man, it's so impressive. It's the coolest HQ I've ever seen. It's like,
dude,
yeah,
wild, man. Like they have actual full-on gym in there. They have the cafeteria, the whole podcast studio. They got all their reps. They got like 50 sales reps like on the floor, constantly running.
Huge sales floor.
Insane, dude. And you know that they're building, I think it's a 2,500 person arena right across the street. They bought the land and they're developing like a huge arena.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll be really excited to see it. It'd be awesome to actually be at an event and participate in an event. At that space. It's gonna be a lot different than like in a hotel conference room.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like hotel conference rooms are cool, dude, but like I feel like they kind of lack culture almost. You know what I mean? Like they're bland, like everyone has the same carpet, the same portrait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas this, it's like it's an actual business. It's like imagine going into a huge business and you run it there and you get all of their culture and all of their energy, and that's just input into the event. And dude, we got you as a speaker, man. We locked you in as a speaker, which is going to be insane because last year you crushed it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there speaking, headline sponsor. So supporting you, man. Gonna want to see you keep doing big things, and we want to be a part of it.
Yeah, man, it's super blessed and grateful, dude. But biggest 3 takeaways on like, you know, the area where we missed proteins. We got proteins. A resort, a hotel, not a resort, because like even like at the hotel, like there's still going to be networking opportunities beyond the event, right? Like even going to a bar and just sitting down, you shake someone's hand who's doing 5 million, you just start, you know, those ideas and those conversations can propel your business. And then I would say the third one, it's more of an internal thing, I would say. Dude, I didn't eat like for like 36 hours. So my energy, I was drained. I was just so nervous and like had like that little like pit in your stomach. And you know, some people when they're nervous, they eat. Right. Some people, when they go through a breakup, they eat. I'm like the opposite. Like I just don't eat. Right. Cause I'm just like in go mode. I would eat.
You got to keep up those energies, man. When you do events, we talk about that before our events, because now we've done like 7 or 8 masterminds. And the first one, I was like, this, even though it's super small, I was like super nervous about it. But now, even like before, we talk about like, make sure you're drinking water, get electrolytes, make sure you're eat breakfast before, because it's easy to forget. But like, you got to take care of yourself if you're trying to take care of like hundreds of people.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. It's gonna be an absolute awesome opportunity though. Like last year, it was kind of like me building up the whole thing, but now we have like a team in place. And we actually like we have the Elliots that are helping us too with the event. Like we're working with their partnership coordinator, and she's like everything is facilitated, right? So like we have the group workout. Do you remember the group workout we did? Yeah. So we're doing that, but we're doing it at the Lions Den actually in their facility. And then Andy's personal trainer, Ali, he's going to be running the whole thing. It's sponsored by like a protein shop. So they're going to be like giving everybody like shakes and stuff after to like fuel us. We were going to do ice baths. I wanted to do ice baths, but I was like kind of gross if we're like 450 people all sweaty jumping into an ice bath. I was like,
yeah, the same like 5 baths. Yeah,
exactly. So I was like, you know what, we'll just step away from the ice bath and just do the group workout. But dude, it's gonna be insane, man. Like I genuinely can't wait. Like I said, like the events, like why I leaned into that is just because of like internal fulfillment of like I love hanging out with people, dude. Like all of our clients, but just also new people. I love meeting new people and you know, just shaking hands and hanging out and delivering value. Like that's what I love. And
one thing I really liked that you did, that you guided the culture towards at the event, is that it's not an event that's around like a lot of, I would say, trades events is around alcohol and drinking and eating. And it's like, okay, let's go have drinks. Let's go get loaded and let's do all this stuff. And like, you, instead of having like a cocktail hour, we do a group workout. And then all day, the next day, you talk about, you know, and the other speakers talk about like human performance and showing up your best and family and faith and fitness. And that like 100% couldn't resonate with me more.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
absolutely the type of people and the culture that I want to be around to help myself level up and help others kind of get to the level too.
Exactly. Just becoming the best version of ourselves beyond just revenue, right? Of just like leveling your leadership up, leveling yourself up, how you show up for your family, your significant other, everything like that, you know? And dude, what I loved is like, there's definitely like, you know, obviously the PCA, which is such an established event, which is just an incredible event. We attend every single one. It's more of like the technical side, you know what I mean? And kind of the biggest like shift for me was when I went to the PCA and I had people that didn't come to PaintCon that I never even met coming up talking about like how they definitely need to come and all this stuff. And then Jason Paris came up and he's like, dude, I love what you're doing. I think the industry needed it, of like that fire and that kind of intensity and that energy. And he's like, so like whatever you need from me, like I'm all in for PaintCon. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like someone you look up to coming who didn't attend and it's just like bought in, you know, it's just an incredible feeling. And now he's coming as a speaker, which is just amazing. Cause I love how he speaks. I love how he runs his business, and he's just a funny dude.
Yeah, he's funny. He's been most of our events, and he's just a good guy to have around. He knows so much.
Yeah.
So that's really dope about PaintCon. I wanna like bring the conversation around and talk about, you know, right now we're kind of in end of August, start of September. Things are going to start slowing down for people. PaintCon is of course first week of November. So before we pivot into like how can we make the fall and the winter really, really great for your businesses, I just want to talk about, just really close the loop on PaintCon. So when is it? How much are tickets? How do people find out more?
Love it. So to get tickets, it's paintcon.ca, paintcon.ca. And then right now we have different ticket levels available. We have general, VIP, CEO, and super CEO. General is basically you're getting in the room, full 2-day access, a few other things like lunches and stuff included. Super CEO is like your front there. You have recliner chair seating for the entire event, networking, Q&As and stuff with Andy, dinner with Andy. Like there's different kind of ticket levels and things included with that. Tickets range from $9.97 to $49.97. We have early bird pricing right now. And for two of our lower ticket levels, it's a buy two, get one free situation. So if you want to bring your team and invest in them, just as you want to invest in yourself, bring them with you and you'll kind of get kickbacks and get an awesome deal and awesome package and leave there with a new birth certificate.
Like,
that's what I tell everyone.
Like your sales rep, your PM for like $600 each.
Exactly.
Pretty good. And Phoenix, super easy to get to in terms of flights.
Yeah. And I love it there. Like, I don't know where most people are going to be flying in from, but I'm flying in from Canada, like the northern side of North America. Right. So, in November, it gets real cold and real crispy real quick. So Arizona is
that warm, that punch of warmness in the same way.
Yeah. It's kind of like,
and I'll actually be flying. This will be for Mastermind, our Mastermind, which is also in Phoenix. I'll be flying straight from San Antonio because we have the PCA Residential Repaint Conference in San Antonio, and then directly to Phoenix, home for like 2-3 weeks, and then back to Phoenix. So
yeah,
at least they're warm places. At least I'm not going to Winnipeg.
Yeah, man. I'm not going to be in San Antonio, but my team's going to be there. But I'm going to be obviously coming to your event, and it's just going to be awesome because I love what you do, and I love your community, and I love events and all that stuff. So I'm excited to attend that. So appreciate the opportunity.
It's gonna be dope. So now looking at the fall, we're getting close. Still beautiful out. So some people are like, I'd say 80% of business owners don't even think about the fall until the weather starts to turn. So how do you go about thinking about the fall and the slow season?
Dude,
I would advertising.
No, definitely not. No, I would say, man, like the biggest fallback that I see is people expect it to be different, right? And then they don't do anything different, and then it just ends up getting the same result, right? For example, like people are like, oh, like this year's going to be different because we have more business, our revenue grew, we got more team members, whatever. Like the slow season's not going to be bad, and then boom, slow season hits, and they're just kind of left there because they didn't plan for it, they didn't anticipate it, they just assumed that it's going to be okay. the ones that I see growing and scaling throughout the winter are the ones that prepare when it's not slow, right? The ones that dig a well before they become thirsty. So the ones that are preparing right now or in the next few weeks, whenever this drops, are the ones that are going to prevail and pick up those A+ rock stars and, scale their business and start booking ahead and, closing more deals and things like that, are the ones that prepare for it, right? Because if you don't prepare for it, when it hits you, you're not going to be ready.
Mm-hmm. So how should they think about preparing for it? Is it just like prepare for it isn't like be okay with a smaller average job size and fewer jobs? Or when you say the word prepare for the fall, prepare for the slow season, what comes to mind?
I would say budgeting. Budgeting is the biggest one, right? Like looking historically, like each company is going to be different in terms of what their cost per lead is, their cost per appointment, customer acquisition costs. Everything's going to be different per company. But just kind of looking at the historical data, right? The past 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, even like this time last year, or kind of what you're looking for, right? Looking at the overall performance and then anticipating how much you're going to need to budget, right? So if your cost per lead increased by 25% in December and January, anticipate that, right? You want the same level of volume, spend a little bit more, spend 25, 30% more in order to get kind of past that little hump. So I would say budgeting is the biggest one, right? Because you don't want to be like low on cash. You don't want like, slow cash flow and things like that, but like starting to budget. And right now is that high peak season where there's a lot of money coming in. It's like don't just like grab onto that and go into hibernation, like get that ready, get your ducks in order so that when it is starting to get slow, you're already ahead of it and you're spending a little bit more. So I would say just like budgeting and pacing to make sure that you're not kind of facing lower average job sizes. It depends where you are. Like in northern states or Canada, right? When it's like heavy winter, when you're pivoting from exterior to only interior, a lower average job size is anticipated. But it's not like a huge detriment to a company. Like there's companies that scale only doing interior painting all year round. There's companies that only do cabinets and scale all year round. One of our clients in Orlando, he just had I think it was a $350,000 a month, and they just do cabinets. You know what I mean? So it's like
a lot of cabinets.
It is a lot of cabinets. I mean, rightfully so. He did land like a $60K job in one of those.
A lot of cabinets. A lot
of crazy amount of cabinets. Yeah. But again, right, it's like there's people out there doing it, right? And there are people out there that are thriving when other people are struggling. There's people out there that are hiring more people when other people are kind of cutting back and laying people off, right? It's just kind of your perspective on it and your planning around it. And I would say, man, like marketing, it sucks. It sucks to say it, but marketing is the thing that people pull the plug on the fastest when it is slow, because that's like an additional expense. Yeah. If you look at it that way.
Yeah.
Right. If you look at it as like the additional investment to get you further and plant the seed for a couple, get you booked out for a couple of months in advance, it's a different perspective. But unfortunately, marketing is something people pull the plug on the most, when that's something they should friggin' plug in a new cord for. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, if you're trying to save money, don't stop buying groceries. How
are you going to eat?
Yeah,
exactly.
So right now you're managing like a few, like $250,000 a month is my estimate, and like ad spend, something like that.
No. So right now we have, I would say, probably 400,000 a month in ad spend right now, just on Facebook. Google's a different beast. With Google probably pushing towards like 500-ish.
Okay. So so they're looking close to like $1 million a month in ad spend. What are you noticing as trends? Like what's a good cost per lead that people should be happy with right now? What's like a bad cost per lead through Facebook? We hear a lot about like worse leads, people not picking up the phone, fake leads or whatever. What's a good lead to estimate conversion rate from cold traffic, from ads that we should be expecting? Just like set the expectation. Where should people be at for some of these key metrics?
Love it. So I would say, just to set expectations, Facebook alone, you're going to have a lower appointment sat rate. You're going to have higher volume, but lower intent leads that come in. So you're going to have a lower sat rate. So I would say like kind of our benchmark is like 40%. So 40% sat rate from lead to estimate, right? So if you get 10 leads, at least 4 of those turn to an appointment.
If you go in with that expectation, that makes it so much better. I think that people get so frustrated. They're like, I called on my lead and I only got 4 appointments. Well, that's the average.
Yeah, like you're on track. Yeah. Like obviously we try to push the bar and we have clients that have like a 70% set rate and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
40% is like a good number to kind of rough number to shoot for. Higher the better, but 40% is good. A fallback I see is people setting too many appointments and they're just bad appointments, lower job sizes, things like
Mhm.
that. So 40% is based on a number of like you're qualifying that appointment and you're not just booking anybody and everybody, but you're qualifying that appointment to make sure to meet minimum job sizes. It's a client you serve, an area you serve, things like that. So 40% typically. And if we were to monetize that, it's in the range of like $150 to $200 cost per appointment. All right, so that's based on like a $60 to $80 cost per lead. So 150 to 200 is a good benchmark for us for cost per appointment. And then from appointment to close ratio, we again shoot for that 40% mark. I think Jason Phillips, he runs his company on a 33% conversion rate, where anything higher means his prices aren't high enough. Anything lower, his prices are kind of too high, and he kind of tailors in that 1/3 conversion ratio. I'm sure you probably have your guys somewhere around there too.
Yeah. I mean, for ad leads, I think that's probably fair. For referrals and like door-to-door leads, for example, it should be closer to like 45% close rate, 45, 50 even. But at
Yeah.
that rate, you're looking at about 375 per book job, assuming the job is, $4,000 or larger. That's less than 10% of.
Exactly. Yeah. 375 to like 450, depending if it's, if someone has like sales reps, usually sales reps or closing ratios a little bit lower than an owner operator who's doing it, right? Just because you have more creativity, you have more passion in what you sell, you typically sell at a higher percent. So yeah, 375 to 450 is kind of like our CAC that we shoot for our clients. And then obviously ROAS is like, honestly, we shoot for like 12 plus X. So 12X plus. Just because with 10, it's not enough.
Yeah. My expectations are so important on that. Like if someone comes in expecting 80% set rate and 50% close rate, I mean, it's just not possible. How do you tell your clients to filter through those leads to make sure they're just setting higher quality ones?
So we have we call it like the set and scale method. So we have like scripts and stuff that we provide all like for all our clients. We have recordings and just kind of like, because the appointment setting usually is the bottleneck when we have a client that's succeeding and another one that's not, right? Some clients get 30 leads, right? And they have 20 appointments, 10 closes, right? Some will have 30 leads and then have 3 appointments, 1 close. It's not so much more so on the lead, more so it's like on the systems behind the lead, right? So we kind of like break it down step by step. So to go on like a flow chart, it's like lead, appointment, sale, production, right? So like the next step of the lead is the appointment. So we have like trainings and coaching on appointment setting. Something we do is like a speed to lead test. So we run all of our clients through a speed to lead test. If anyone mentions like lower set rate or like what's, lead quality, whatever, first thing we do is run a speed to lead test of just like, what is it like to be a buyer in their company? So we, submit, we let them know, of course, if they have an admin or an appointment setter calling leads, we say, hey, we're going to submit this just to see like what the overall flow is like. Dude, you'd be surprised. Sometimes clients think
I would be surprised. I don't think I would be surprised at all.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. We did one live, like on a coaching call, and it's a shared client. And dude, he's such a homie, dude. It's Mike, from Wisconsin. I love Mike, bro. I love Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's crushing it. He's crushing it. But I was doing a coaching call on appointment setting. I was like, okay, who here thinks they have a great appointment setting structure? So he's one of a few people that raise their hands, right? I was like, okay, let's do a speed to lead test live. And he's like, all right, man.
You just said, I bet.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like, dude, let's gamify it. So I was like, tell you what, if your appointment setter calls us in 3 minutes or less, 5 is okay, whatever. But I was like, 3 minutes or less, I was like, I'll give you a free CEO ticket for PaintCon. And he's like, okay, cool, let's do it, let's go, right? And then I think it took like 2 hours for it to come in, right? Like, yeah, the drip jobs automations, but the actual phone call took like 2 hours, right? And it's like, it's not to like jab or come at anyone's systems. All it is to like put a magnifying glass and say like, hey, like this could be a bottleneck in your business right now, right? And dude, I do that in my own company. I pretend to be a buyer. Like I think it's important to be be a buyer in your own company so you can understand the kind of consumer journey, because like you're so deep in the trenches that like you might be missing the mark, right? If you're not running your business like to full capacity in the 4 different avenues of the sale, you could be missing out.
It's hard to do that. I agree, you should do that. But for most people, 80% of businesses are like, less than 500K a year or whatever. So they're still the one answering the phone. So they are the buyer's journey. So for that, what we help people do for the smaller ones, I don't know if you guys do anything like this, Drip Jobs and stuff has automations, but we just send an SMS by Zapier to the client's phone. Every time a Facebook lead comes in, they get a text message immediately, and the client gets text message and communication, but they get a text message immediately that says, hey, lead, name, address, phone number, call them right now. And then you have to call to get that text message, but then transfer that to like your admin once someone else is answering the phone for you.
Yeah. So we do email, but I like SMS because people are gonna like get the notifications much quicker.
Email, like you check your email. I don't.
Yeah.
Try the SMS.
I guess you do.
Try it out. Yeah, I mean, we just found that people are a lot more accountable. I mean, if there's one notification that you're always going to check on your phone, it's your text messages and your Snapchat.
Yeah, dude. Even man, I follow this company called Bad Marketing, and they kind of scale like more like D2C, right? Like direct to consumer companies, so like e-commerce and things like that.
Yep.
And what they rolled out recently was push notifications. So it's like Google Chrome has push notifications, right? So it's not doing this for your clients, but like for leads, is you can trigger a push notification from an app if they have like they're on a no-call list and all this stuff. Like you could trigger push notifications to get like an extra notification through. I don't know about you, dude. I've never had like a push notification from Google Chrome. So if I got one, dude, I'd definitely check that out.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Depends though. Push notifications are tough because like I have all my push notifications turned off. I'm probably unique though, but a lot of people probably have them turned off.
Yeah, I got everything turned off on my phone, dude. It's just like Slack.
How about texts? I don't get Slack notifications on my phone.
No, that's smart.
No, I gotta just check. But yeah, I'm getting better at it. I'm trying to reduce my screen time because like if I have project time, I just want to focus, no distractions. I mean, my wife gets mad at me sometimes because of how hard I am to get a hold of. So,
dude, man,
so there's like 7 missed calls from her. I'm like, I hope no one's dead.
Yeah, my girl got mad at me last night because I was like checking emails at like 11. You know what I mean? But dude, what's your screen time like on average daily?
I think it's like 4 hours a day.
4 hours.
I think I got my report like 2 days ago. I think I'm at like 4 hours.
It's where would you find that again?
I just go swipe down and type in screen time. 346 is my daily average.
Screen time. Ooh, 542.
Oh dang.
Yeah, dude.
Top one, if I go for the week, 346. Top one is Safari, 2.5 hours. You know what? This week has been different because I've been going through the Alex Hormozy training, so I'm on like Safari a lot because that was like 5 hours over the week, and then Instagram, and then messages, and Slack, and then ChatGPT.
Yeah. See, I fall asleep to like shows like Netflix or whatever, right? So my top is Netflix and then Crave. So 2 hours over the week on Netflix, like on my phone, just because I fall asleep and it just keeps playing.
Yep.
And then
I do that, but audiobooks. So
pardon?
I do that except it's audiobooks.
Yeah, it's a good play because at least you're not watching like Family Guy falling asleep, So
yeah. A little less stimulating.
But yeah, dude, to kind of pull it back, like the biggest thing, man, and it's like I'm saying, is like what we went heavy in is data. And I think any company out here that's like looking to have a great slow season is dialing in the data. Like we have a company that we work with and they do about 6 million a year. Okay. And what they've figured out is their average cost per appointment across all lead sources, not Facebook, not just Google, like everything in total is 177. What they also figured out is their closing ratio on referrals is, I think, 80 something percent, right? So what they did is they rolled out a referral incentive for appointments, not closes, and appointments for the clients, where if they refer someone and it books an appointment, not a sale, an appointment, they give that person that referred them $150 because their cost per appointment is $177. Now they're slimming it down. They're getting $150 plus higher closing ratio on referrals, right? The only way to figure that out is by focusing on your data, you know? And I was like, man, that is genius. Like if you can actually pinpoint your actual full-on holistical cost per appointment, you can get so many more swings at bat just by incentivizing what you want replicated.
Yeah. So what we call that is like lead source attribution. And we did this early on at Painter Growth, not with our clients, but with us. And I think that's really what helped us scale quickly, is because we knew the exact cost per appointment, cost per sale, cost per lead, cost for everything per lead source: Google, Facebook, social, podcast, like, email, everything. And the conversion rates across each one, it was just automated. We had the automated funnel. Now it's easier for us because everything is online. It gets a little more challenging when guys are doing, postcard campaigns and door-to-door stuff and BNI stuff. So you need to set up different QR codes and phone numbers and tracking mechanisms and open phone and all this stuff, but it's still possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's still possible to get that kind of attribution. And if you can get that data, the data will set you free. You'll be able to make such better decisions with that type of data. So how are you guys using data right now to your advantage?
So we have, we actually created like kind of our own little backend software where we're able to integrate it directly with our ads. So we can see, cause like, dude, right now, if we have two ads, one has $100 CPL, the other one has $60. The common thought is just to kill 100 folks on the 60, right? But it could be the one that has $100 CPL that's getting you the most appointments or the most sales or the better return. But without that kind of knowledge, you don't really know how to do that. So we've recently developed and implemented this where every single campaign adds that an ad has a specific number to it, right? Like an ad ID that we're able to cross-link and cross-reference to display which ad is getting the most appointments, the most sales, what's the cost per appointment, the cost per sale, what's the return on ad spend, everything down.
For your clients?
Pardon?
For each one of your clients?
For each and every single one of our clients.
Yeah, and that's not Hyros. You built it yourself? That's really cool, man.
Yeah, dude. With AI, dude. We freaking developed it, implemented it, figured it out. There was obviously a little bit of bugs, and there probably still is a little bit of bugs, but it's just that clarity on every single ad that we have. We're able to say, okay, how many appointments has this one turned into, right? And obviously there's attribution of like a lead you get today couldn't convert next month and whatever, right? So we kind of have like that 90-day grace window. But every single ad has the specific kind of code to it where we're able to track, how many appointments is it getting? What's the cost per appointment and all the data we need. So it's like clients like, hey, like I hate this ad. Well, it's like, hey, this ad has a 22x ROAS and that's where all the sales are coming from. So it's like, do you hate it now?
So I've had people say that before. Question then on this is a nerdier question. Is it pulling like pixel data or does it use the conversion API data?
It uses conversion API, but it's basically based on each CRM. So like if we have it tied for drip jobs, every time there's an appointment, we get a tag for the name, match it to the ad ID, ad IDs pass back, and so on and so forth.
Interesting. That's really cool. We're doing a lot of software right now with AI. There's so many like AI software for AI, but there's also, you can make software for anything. So we're making a few different like platforms and stuff, but it's like, man, what used to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars and take years now costs in single digit thousands and takes weeks. Like it's crazy how accessible software development is.
It's insane, man. Like, man, I was talking with one of our other partners, and he's not on the painting side, but he's in the home service side. And what he's doing is postcards where he does individual flyers for each house that he scrapes off Google. This is an AI agent. So he gets the house, a screenshot of it from Google Maps. He takes that house, adds like a before and after through his service, right? And then individually sends each flyer to each house. So they see their house with the before and after transformed on it and with a specific QR code to track. And I'm like, that's insane. It's crazy, man. It's like AI, man. It's one of those things. It's like it's moving so quick, and it just continues to grow. And if you don't start adapting and embracing it and implementing it, it's like someone who does is going to just blow you out of the water.
Yeah, the AI agent thing is really crazy, and we're starting to dig into that a little bit more. But yeah, that's a perfect use case of what you can accomplish with an AI agent, especially if you can get that like before and after color. Like that's honestly, if you could productize that and sell that for a lot of money.
I know, dude. It's crazy. It's wild. But that's exactly what it is, though. It's like embracing the changes. And, you asked the difference between now and when you had the last podcast like 2 weeks ago. And it's just like innovation, data. Like that's the biggest component of what's really changed, is just like doing more of what works and figuring out new stuff that works and scaling that.
Yeah. It's like I was saying before we came on, Alex Hormozi did his big book launch on the weekend and sold 350 million bucks.
350 or 3.5?
3.5 million books,
yeah.
which ended up being $100 million of book sales plus all of his coaching and back end stuff, which is crazy. And one of the bonuses that I got was his acquisition.com AI, which is like his ChatGPT, but trained on his books, his work, his like playbooks, his the 300 plus live events that he did, and all the Q&A that his entrepreneurs like asked him, and his team's answers, all trained in an agent. And now I'm using this thing more than I use ChatGPT, because it's like a custom built. Oh, there it is. You said 40 minutes. You're exactly
Dude,
right.
on the nose. Let me switch to my laptop here. Give me one sec, Mike.
No, you're
Sorry,
good.
brother.
And while you're figuring that out, and so that that AI, where it's moving is like, instead of having a broad thing like ChatGPT, which is wonderful and life changing, having a specific trained AI on your exact use case. That's like where we're moving, and I'm finding so much value in this Alex Hormozi one. But we've also built our own Painter Growth AI that was trained on over 1,000 one-on-one coaching calls, and
Wow.
it's pretty cool so far.
Dude, that is so sick. Let me just swap over here. Just don't want to echo if there is. Sorry, dude. Fucking camera, bro. Kills me.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Can you move your audio back to your good microphone?
Yes, I can.
Nope, can't hear you, muted. You get that.
Oh, it's because you added me to the stage and the other one.
Kit Crew Studio.
Yeah, I don't know if I can connect because I'm on.
If you can, it's fine. We'll just wrap it up anyway.
Sorry, dude.
You're good.
Yeah, 40 minutes on the nose, bro. It's okay, dude. To keep the view. It's like podcast when there's two different angles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're good. Cool, man. We'll wrap it up. So anyway, camera, mic difficulties, not a big deal. So you got PaintCon coming up. If people want to like sign up for PaintCon, we got the details below. What if people want to, work with you and see what it would look like for you to do their ads? Like, what's your offer right now? What's the home run? What is it called? The home run, the Grand Slam offer.
The Grand Slam offer, dude. Let's go. So what we can do is we'll have a specific link in here, and anybody that signs up with us and kind of moves forward and allows us to partner up with you and run your ads and take care of the whole thing to ensure you don't have a slow season. What we'll do is we'll throw in some free PaintCon tickets as well for you and your team. You just let us know how many, and then based on that, then we can get that sorted for you, and we'll throw in some free ones for anyone that moves forward. So you're not just getting an agency, you're not just getting coaching with Mike, but you're also getting put into an environment of people that are where you want to be. And the best way to scale your business is by surrounding yourself with people that are where you want to be, right? So we'll throw in some PaintCon tickets for you. You just got to know how many, and we'll make it happen so we can see you out in Arizona.
Dude, you got a cap on that ticket number?
Yeah, I'd say three max. So we'll do we'll give you our buy two get one free. So you have 3 people. If you only want to bring 2, or if you only want 1 and you want to upgrade, we can also facilitate that.
$1,000 incentive is huge.
Exactly. So we'll make that happen.
We'll put all those links below. And dude, you gotta show me that software, man. I'm really excited. I'm interested to see that.
I'll dive into that for you for sure.
Okay. Dude, appreciate you. God bless. And yeah, man, thanks for coming on. Great chat today.
Appreciate you too. And everyone else who's listening, crush it, guys. Again, best way to prepare for the slow seasons by preparing when it's busy. So let's make it happen.
Let's go. Thanks for listening to the Painter Growth Podcast. If you want to grow your painting business, go to www.paintergrowth.com or click on the top link in the description. Talk soon.